Hey guys, JPal Music. Thanks again for tuning in, of course. And I wanted to talk about just my favorite, so far at least, my favorite device to use for M8 Headless, and that's this guy. This is the Anbernic RG 40XXV. So this is one of their newer models that they came out. It's funny, if you're not familiar with Anbernic, they have a history of releasing almost a handheld a month, which is kind of crazy. And a lot of them have the same type of chipsets. It's just they maybe aesthetically change something slightly, make it a vertical model, a horizontal model, etc. And I think they actually, it's kind of like making a recipe where you have to just add, or making a recipe where you have to add certain ingredients, and certain things may make it taste crazy in a good way, and some may make it sound taste awful. But I think they found a really solid recipe for this one. This is a really nice handheld. So this has the same processor as all the other 10 models that they released. It has this processor, which is the H700 processor, has 1 gig of RAM. But the point is that this runs really smoothly. The screen is actually really nice on this as well. I want to say it is. I think it's like 3.95 inches, but it's a solid screen. You're getting a really solid screen, though it's pretty vibrant as well. So when you're using the M8 Headless software on it, if you've used it before, that it's a black background and you have the tracking software set up, and I like using it on this just because when it comes to the color of showing the different metrics and whatnot, those things stand out behind the black background. So it kind of almost it creates an additional focus when you're working on the music for M8 Headless. And then as far as for the device in general, it feels really nice. The texture of the plastic is quality. I got the black one, of course, as you can see here, but it kind of has like a matte type of finish, a matte type of feel to it, a little bit. But it's a solid plastic. As far as the D-pad, the D-pad's solid. It's definitely a really nice membrane behind it. They're not clicky; it's more squishy. The buttons are solid as well. It's between squishy and clicky for the buttons, but they do feel really good. The start and select menu feel good too. As far as for the analog sticks, you can use the analog sticks to navigate within the M8 Headless. I prefer just using the directional button because you're gonna do it. You're gonna get through it faster. But the analog stick isn't too bad. It's pretty good. It's a lot better than your average analog stick from say like R36S or all those other devices. So the speaker surprisingly is relatively loud. Yeah, it's actually a lot louder than say like the like the 35X X, 35XX Plus. It's one of the louder speakers out of them. It's not the best as far as quality. You definitely want to plug in. That's really where the magic happens as far as you actually working on the music, is to plug in with your headphones. When you're putting out the music, obviously plugging in the headphones there. But the definitely probably the most clickiness is the back buttons. But you're not really I mean, for me, speaking for me, I don't really use this when I'm controlling the software for MA Headless. But as far as for if you're to choose, because there's a bunch of different devices out there, and I'm in the process of getting a Trim UI Smart Pro, because they've kind of been like the iPhone of gaming, retro gaming devices, just because of the sleekness. The headphone amp is supposed to be incredible as well. I did have the Trim UI brick, and I can confirm the headphone amp is probably the best out of all the Ambernicks. I just didn't keep it because the screen size I felt was a little too small. So that's why I kind of lean more so towards this, because the screen size is good, the quality is good. It's not as vibrant as the Trim UI, but it is a nice bright screen. That it's pretty fun to work on. So yeah, I just wanted to share that again. RG40XXV. I'm using Nully. If you're asking as far as like what type of software I'm using on this, I'm using Nully because this is easy drag and drop the M8C software, the file in the SH folder into the ports folder, specifically when you load the memory card up and you're loading it. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. But again, JPal, Texas Tech. I'll catch you guys next video. Thanks.